Hey people, what's up? ViperStrikes38 here, and today guys, I'm going to give you my WWE Raw review of last night from London. And before I get into the review, in case you guys can't tell, I'm wearing a Jurassic Park shirt. Thought it was pretty cool, so I'd let you guys know. So yes, I am wearing a Jurassic Park shirt, if that's what you're wondering. And, yeah. So, the show starts off with the London crowd booing Cena and chanting John Cena sucks to his theme music. Then John Cena says that WrestleMania should be in London, and that he got heat for saying that last time, but he says that WrestleMania should be in London. Then Cena has his U.S. title open challenge, and the hometown London favorite, Bad News Barrett, comes out. And then we have the U.S. title match, Bad News Barrett versus John Cena. The crowd, of course, since he's from the U.K., was firmly behind Bad News Barrett for this whole match. And, so, anyway, Cena retained his U.S. Championship, and he totally botched the springboard stunner this time. This time he totally fucked it up. It didn't even look like a stunner. So, I don't know, Cena's got to practice. I mean, I don't mind Cena using the move. I find it kind of funny that he uses the springboard stunner. But to me, he's got to practice it a little bit more. So, it actually, looks good. I mean, this time it didn't even look like a stunner. So yeah, he totally botched it, and so yeah, Cena retained, and to me, it would have been something to see. I think it would have been cool to see Bad News Barrett win the U.S. title in his hometown of the UK, in his home country, but I knew Cena would retain the championship because, I mean, why would they give the championship to Bad News Barrett when Cena is supposed to face Rusev at Extreme Rules? So, to me, it was pretty obvious that Cena would win, but it was an okay match to start off Raw. But again, I would have liked to see the crowd reaction if Bad News Barrett had won in his home country. I think they all would have gone apeshit, but that did not happen. And then after the match, Rusev attacks Cena with a chain from behind after the match, and Lana gets on the mic and says that at Extreme Rules, John Cena will face Rusev in a Russian chain match. And then this part, to me, I did not care for this. We had the Divas Battle Royal to determine who would face Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship, and another UK crowd favorite, hometown favorite, Paige, won the Divas Battle Royal, so she will be facing Nikki at Extreme Rules. I mean, to me, I never care for Divas Battle Royals. They last less than 5 minutes. It's just a clusterfuck, and it's just horrible. So I never care much for the Divas Battle Royals. To me, if they wanted to make it interesting, they could have made it like a Fatal 4-Way, have Paige versus Natalya versus Naomi versus, I don't know, you guys could fill in the blank, versus Summer Rae, or I don't fucking know. But, or if Paige was here, I guess you could put her in the Fatal 4-Way, but Paige is gone. But, either way, I never care for Diva Battle Royals. The same with WWE the same with, Battle Royals. I just don't care much for Battle Royals at all, really. I think they're kind of stupid. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But the ones I definitely do not like the most are the Divas Battle Royals. Anyway, so Paige won, and after that, Byron Saxton interviews Paige in the ring, and Paige talks about making it to the WWE and how she used to wrestle in London, in the UK, in gyms, and was getting paid like £5 or something like that. I can't remember what she said, and she was talking about making it to the WWE and wrestling in front of all of her friends and family and fans and all that. And as Byron Saxton is about to ask her about Nikki Bella, facing Nikki Bella, then Naomi attacks Paige, and that was that. Then we have Bray Wyatt cut a promo about love and fear. Then we had the Lucha Dragons versus the Ascension. The Lucha Dragons won. And then after that, we have Booker T interviewing Roman Reigns, and he asks him about losing at WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns was saying about how he was so close to beating Brock Lesnar that he had a few punches to throw, or a few punches left to throw, and that he made the Beast bleed and all this. And then he also talked about last week on Raw how Big Show cost him a chance at being the #1 contender for Seth Rollins' WWE Championship. And then the Big Show gets on the Titantron, or he shows up on the Titantron, and Big Show and Roman Reigns talk trash to each other, with Big Show basically saying to Roman Reigns that as long as Roman Reigns is trying to defeat, as long as Roman Reigns is trying to interfere with the Authority, Big Show will continue to stop him and all this. And then Roman Reigns calls him Seth Rollins' big bitch and all this. So for once, Roman Reigns was okay on the mic. I mean, he still could have been better, obviously. To me, he just, I don't know, with Roman Reigns, like, I could see it yesterday when he's on the mic, when he starts, talking trash back, he starts laughing and joking. I'm like, why are you laughing and joking? You're supposed to be serious. No, he's not serious at all. He's just, like, goofing around. He's laughing about talking trash to these guys. I'm just like, I can't, like, take you seriously if you're not going to act serious. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that promo he had was okay, but all I can say, guys, is that I'm glad that Seth Rollins is the champion and not Roman Reigns, because would we get the entertainment out of the heel Seth Rollins like we would if Roman Reigns was the champion? No. Roman Reigns would be boring as the champion right now, I think. So, thank goodness Seth Rollins is the champion and not Roman Reigns. Anyway, so they talk trash to each other, and as Roman Reigns leaves the ring and heads to the back, the Big Show attacks him, throws him into a London taxi cab, and then he choke slams Roman Reigns on top of the cab hood, and that was that. So the attack was good, and all of this was fine, but I'm sure we're gonna get Big Show versus Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, and I've seen that match too many times to really care. And then we were supposed to have Randy Orton versus Cesaro, but then Tyson Kidd got involved, so Randy Orton won by disqualification. And then Kane comes out, and he orders the match to be restarted as Orton versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and Randy Orton wins anyway, and gets to pick the stipulation for his match with Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules. And then this part here was just complete filler. We had Adam Rose versus Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose won. Complete filler. Did not care for this. Same with this one. Fandango versus Stardust. Stardust won. Did not care for this match. But Fandango turns back to his old self. He dumps Rosa Mendez, and he starts doing the Fandangoing to the crowd. So, that was that. And then we were supposed to have Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. But instead, in the backstage segments, we had Seth Rollins convince Kane to make it, because Seth Rollins really wanted to make sure that he would win his match and get to pick a stipulation at Extreme Rules as well as Randy Orton. And so he wanted to face Kane and have Kane lay down for him instead of facing Dolph Ziggler. And eventually Kane agrees to the match, even though he really does not want to lay down for Seth Rollins and all that. So anyway, Kane didn't want to lay down for Seth Rollins during the match, so he choke slams Seth Rollins, but then changes his mind, lays down, and then Seth Rollins pins him. And to me, I mean, I get why they did it. I think eventually Kane will turn on the Authority, or maybe the Big Show will, I don't know. But it'll probably be Kane, but regardless, I would have much rather liked to see Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. I think that would have been a much better match, a more entertaining match, instead of putting on this shit. Then we have The Miz versus Mizdow. The Mizdow won, and he's with Summer Rae now, I guess. I didn't really care too much for this. To me, they should have saved this for Extreme Rules. I don't know why they're having back-to-back matches. They should be saving this for Extreme Rules. Then we have Ryback versus Luke Harper. Ryback won by disqualification. And then after the match, Dean Ambrose attacks Luke Harper. And then instead of Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, we get Dolph Ziggler versus Neville, and Dolph Ziggler won. It was a very good match. One of the highlights I thought was when Neville is walking along the barricade, and then he just does like a front flip and lands on Dolph Ziggler. I thought that was pretty badass. So, anyway, Dolph Ziggler won, though, and it was a good match. And then Sheamus attacks Neville and Dolph Ziggler after the match. So maybe we will see some kind of triple threat or something at Extreme Rules where it'll be... Or maybe, well, at Extreme Rules we'll probably either see Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus or Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler or something. I don't know. And then we had Seth Rollins and Randy Orton pick their stipulations for their title match at Extreme Rules. And this part here was just hilarious to me. We had Seth Rollins and the J&J security guys. They're sitting in the middle of the ring in these armchairs, and Seth Rollins is just looking around like he's like the king of the like he's the king of the ring, like he owns the WWE and all this, and how he's like the best champion and all this, and it was just cracking me up. And so anyway, Seth Rollins tells Randy Orton, once Randy Orton gets to the ring, that he tells Randy Orton that his RKO is banned in the match at Extreme Rules. And then Orton tells Seth Rollins that his stipulation is for the match to be in a steel cage so that the Authority members cannot get to Seth Rollins. So this ought to be an interesting match, especially since that Randy Orton can't use his RKO. And then after they tell each other the stipulations, Randy Orton tries to attack Seth Rollins and give him an RKO before Extreme Rules. So he tries to give him an RKO, but Seth Rollins escapes. So instead, Randy Orton RKOs Jamie Noble, or I think it was Jamie Noble of J&J Security. So Seth Rollins escaped from the RKO, and Randy Orton RKO'd one of the J&J Security, and that was that. So all in all, guys, I thought Raw this week was alright. It started off really good. We had John Cena versus Bad News Barrett. The crowd was really into it. The crowd was pretty good the whole night, I gotta say. Shout out to the London crowd. You guys were good pretty much the whole entire night. But again, though, the show started off really good. And then, kind of around the second hour or so, it kind of started to drag a little bit for me. Maybe the third hour, too, a little bit. I don't know. If they had cut this show down to 2... If they just made Raw 2 hours again, this would have been a great Monday Night Raw. But instead, this Raw was alright. I liked the John Cena versus Bad News Barrett match, as well as Dolph Ziggler versus Neville. And the show had some nice build for Extreme Rules with Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. But I could have done without the Divas Battle Royal and some of the other filler matches, like I talked about before. So that's going to be my Raw review, guys. I hope you guys liked my video. Like my video, comment on my video, and subscribe, guys. And I will hopefully have another YouTube video up soon. Maybe I'll make a review of Alien Isolation once I finish that game, and I'll give my review of it. But for now, guys, that's going to do it for now. So hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you soon.